have successful rappers have an amazing first album, and most of the time they can't seem to replicate the same success of the first album. It's a digital inventor, and today on the show we've titled the content "Keep Pushing and Don't Stop." Now you're probably wondering what that has to do with the rapper's first album and he or she's inability to be able to replicate the same level of success on that same album. Sitting down here today, I thought to myself, a lot of all the successful people who have gone forward or who have come out to do some really amazing things in life stick to a simple rule. They never stop the things, the regimes, the attributes, the activities that they embarked on or they were engaged in before they became successful. What am I trying to say? I'm saying to us today that if you were regular and you did ABC on a regular basis, consistent basis, and you were able to move from a regular position to something much higher. Once you get to that higher position, that higher point of elevation, and what that means, that can basically be tied to any facet of whatever we seem to be doing today. As long as we're just moving from point A to point B, we're making success. But we have to stick to those in betweeners between point A and point B that was able to see us transit to point B. What we get today is that a lot of people taste success or fame or get to a certain level of progress in their life, and most of the time they seem to just let go of those essential activities or attributes that they always invested in to get to that point. Why we decided to come up with the content today is basically saying to you that if I had to channel my energy in the forms of experiences in my life, I would then say to you that I have from the beginning stuck to three principles of the personal developmental journey. And these principles have experienced different versions of who I have become in the past 2 to 3 years. The essence of all this today is to make you understand that for me to be able to keep evolving, for me to be able to sit in front of the camera and speak to you with regards to you moving your life forward is basically tied to my ability to continuously do those things I started doing at the beginning till I am done with my personal developmental journey. Meaning that those activities, those attributes, those executions will continuously be done. The day I will stop doing those activities, you will notice there's probably a drop in my presentation or a drop in my ability to articulate the message and get you to move in the direction I want you to. I don't want to be a rapper who has done a first album and can't replicate the same thing. Most of the time, the challenges with that particular scenario is the rapper in question, he or she, was hungry, was in that flight or fight mode, in that, hitting the ground running mode, in that, get rich or die trying kind of mode. And that energy, that zeal would have been put into the craft, would have been put into that first album to be able to get it to that point where they become successful, where they get, platinum records, they get deals, they get, endorsements and the likes. But you see, the problem is that when they release the second album, there's a drop in the consistency. There's a drop in terms of, I know some of us out there will be like, okay, you can't really use a music album or a rapper or an artist to be able to, replicate these things, But I feel it's a good analogy because if you know, right, these rappers, these artists, these, entertainers that I'm using to make as a reference point for keep pushing, don't stop today is that what they try to do is that having released the second content, they get feedback that they didn't sell as many records as they probably did in the past. What they then try to do is try to go back to that initial state of energy, that initial state of vibration that was able to get them that first critical album success that led them to where they are today. But unfortunately, most of the time it's impossible because there's been a break in that transmission. And because of the sensitivity of the field they play in, it's almost impossible. I mean, that period that there was a gap, there was a younger guy who came into the space, a more hungrier guy who came into the space, and who just turned the game around. And before you could take steps backward, it becomes too late. Then you get there trying to diversify into business or acting or some other forms of creativity that would see them continue to put out that energy and continue to make them thrive in that industry. I'm going to bring that back to keep pushing on stuff. It means that for you to be able to enjoy that level of consistent success in your life, you have to avoid as much as possible a break in transmission on your personal developmental journey. You have to remain consistent, you have to give it all you have, and you have to stick to that which brought you from point A to point B, because at the end of the day, we're going to a point C. Hey, to the digital influencer, I just want to reach out to us today to make you understand that you don't want to drop the ball. I know it might be difficult. I know sometimes you might be facing some challenges that might make you feel otherwise, that might make you feel the journey isn't worth it. But where you are now, having started the personal development journey, taking stock of your life to this point, trust me, if you had to stop, if you had to take that break in communication, that break in transmission, it will take you 3 times, 4 times, 5 times in some instances, that double effort of work to get back to where you are now. Please listen to this. Let's keep pushing and never stop. For from that process are the grades actually made. Hey, it's your digital influencer. I will see you at the top. And yes, you and you. Cheers.